Commander-in-Chief Treadwell, it's great to see you again, even if from a distance, so soon after we met at that wonderful tribute to Korean War veterans in Missouri a couple of months ago. And thanks for that generous introduction. More importantly, thanks for all that you continue to do at the helm of the VFW. Because of your leadership, the VFW continues to be, as it has been for more than 110 years, the standard-bearing organization of veterans helping other veterans and serving local communities. As all the veterans in the audience today can affirm, nothing means more to those who serve in harm's way than knowing that their sacrifices are appreciated by those back at home. And the VFW pursues a host of important endeavors that serve as tangible expressions of appreciation for those who have answered the call to duty, from providing camaraderie at thousands of VFW posts across our nation and advocating for veterans' rights in the new GI Bill, to placing volunteers in all our VA hospitals. Your work makes a tremendous difference in the lives of countless serving troopers and former troopers, and all of us in uniform are enormously grateful to you for that. That's why I consider it a tremendous honor to receive the Eisenhower Award from the VFW today. Indeed, I wish I could have been there in person to thank you for this honor, and I look forward to attending a future convention to do so once I'm back from Afghanistan. Whether from a distance or in person, though, I must say that this is an award I can accept only by recalling something then General Eisenhower said upon returning from Europe, that he was just the symbol of the heroic men you people and all the United States have sent to war. So I accept this humbling tribute on behalf of the nearly 135,000 U.S. and coalition troopers who are currently serving here in Afghanistan. Day after day, they endure long separations from their loved ones, operate in cultures vastly different than their own, persevere through tough physical conditions, and confront ruthless and adaptive enemies. They are the true heroes, and again, I accept this award on their behalf. In fact, I thought that I might use my time today to update you on the critical mission these heroes are undertaking here in Afghanistan. After all, the last 18 months here have seen a number of important changes designed to set the conditions for progress, most significant of which has been the effort by all involved to get the inputs right, to ensure that we have the right organizations, people, guiding concepts, and resources to enable execution of a comprehensive civil-military counterinsurgency campaign. Though slow and uneven, economic and social development in Afghanistan continues as well. For example, nearly 7 million Afghan children are now in school, a 7-fold increase from Taliban days. Immunization rates are up substantially as well, now in the 70 to 90% range nationwide. Cell phones are ubiquitous in a country that had virtually none during the Taliban days, though the Taliban does force the shutdown of some towers at night. Kabul is a bustling, busy city, as are Herat, Mazar-e-Sharif, and Jalalabad. Roads and bridges and other infrastructure have been built. Commerce is returning to those parts of Helmand province where ISAF and Afghan forces are present. Even in places where governance remains challenged, innovative efforts like the Afghan government's National Solidarity Program have helped enable local shura councils to choose their own development priorities and receive modest cash grants to pursue them. Despite progress on the economic front, significant further growth is needed. To this end, U.S. and international civilians and troopers are working hard to support development of Afghanistan's agriculture sector, from implementing voucher programs for high-value crops and supplies to advising university and government officials on developing agribusiness, to refurbishing canal and irrigation systems as well. We're also supporting Afghanistan's efforts to expand basic services and to build the infrastructure that is so vital to linking agriculture and mining areas to domestic and international markets. Even as we assist our Afghan partners with security, governance, and economic initiatives, we're also focused on helping them reduce corruption. Indeed, as President Karzai has forthrightly recognized, corruption in Afghanistan is a cross-cutting issue that undermines progress in all other areas by draining vast amounts of revenue from the Afghan economy, undermining the rule of law, and delegitimizing the Afghan government. We continue to work with our Afghan partners to help them turn President Karzai's stated commitment to combat corruption into reality, and this will be an increasing area of focus in the coming year at his request. Though some limited progress in anti-corruption efforts has been achieved in the last 18 months, reducing corruption will depend on Afghan political will and significant encouragement and support from the international community. Thus, even as we support Afghan development of programs and initiatives to reduce corruption, leaders and troopers throughout ISAF's ranks are working to bring networks of malign actors to the attention of our trusted Afghan partners and their chains of command. Our leaders are charged with supporting their partners in confronting, isolating, pressuring, and defunding malign actors, and, where appropriate, with referring them to trusted partners for prosecution. Afghanistan has a long history of representative self-governance, and we continue to work with its leaders and people to revive those traditions and reduce governmental abuses. As the various issues confronting Afghanistan make clear, the overall situation remains exceedingly complex and very difficult. While we now have the right inputs in place, and we are seeing incremental progress in all our lines of operation, we know that much work remains ahead. Indeed, success will take continued commitment, perseverance, and sacrifice, and it will not be achieved quickly. Thus, everyone in ISAF continues to press forward resolutely and with determination, continuing the difficult work of helping our Afghan partners forge greater security and a more hopeful future for their country. In all of this, it goes without saying that the performance of our troopers has been nothing short of extraordinary. They have demonstrated themselves to be true pentathlete warriors, as adept at facilitating meetings between rival tribal leaders and helping spur local economies, as at conducting patrols and undertaking so-called kinetic operations. And their relentless commitment to continue serving despite the repeated deployments and other sacrifices that service entails is truly inspiring. It is because of their hard work, exceptional skill, and indomitable will in soldiering together with our Afghan partners that we have achieved progress in our hugely important and hugely difficult mission. And it is those qualities in our troopers and in our Afghan counterparts that will enable progress in the months ahead. I'd like to conclude this morning with one final thought for all the former soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen in the room. As our men and women in uniform press on in their tremendously difficult work here in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and elsewhere throughout the world, you should know that they draw enormous pride, inspiration, and courage from you and your fellow veterans. Indeed, today's troopers are proud inheritors of the traditions of service, sacrifice, and commitment that each of you carried forward and then passed on to those who followed you. We occasionally observe that today's troopers stand on the shoulders of those who came before them. I believe that's the case. And you should know that because of the character of your service, those who serve our nation today stand very tall indeed. So to each of you there this morning who raised your hand and said, "Send me," when our nation called, thank you. Thank you for your service to our nation and for the example you set while in uniform. And thank you for choosing to serve your fellow veterans and today's troopers through your efforts with the VFW. It has been the greatest of privileges to have served with heroes like you for the last 36 years. And it has been a great privilege to join you today to accept this award on behalf of the heroes in uniform currently serving in Afghanistan and to update you on their important work here. May God bless each and every one of them, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you very much.